Hi, this is David from Fumastra Management Consulting, and in this video we are going to explore some data types that we have available in Excel for Microsoft 365. Those data types are available inside the Data tab in the ribbon, and they are stocks and geography. Currently there are two, but I hear there are more coming, so they are quite specific. We are going to have a look at them, and mainly it is in reference to a video from Bill Jelen that I watched recently. Even though the video is more than 1 year old, it's from March last year. But I found it quite interesting because he was explaining the improvement of that particular feature inside Excel, and mainly that being with the engine doing the research inside Excel was quite smart, identifying the different cities among the states. So he was listing different cities of Wisconsin, and among them there is Madison, who is also a city in Florida. So he was separately listing all the cities in Florida, and he was demonstrating that Bing is quite smart enough to identify that this Madison is surrounded by other cities within Wisconsin. So Bing returned Madison as Wisconsin. And in that case, the second case, Bing identified that this Madison is surrounded by cities of Florida. So Bing returned Madison as Madison, Florida. You can watch the different steps that he's taking to do that. And I thought I need to explore it also myself and see, okay, what do we have? But of course, I will do it with the environment in which I am geographically. So myself, I am based in Uganda, East Africa. So here we go. We have Uganda over here. And we have Kampala here. So let's just restart the search. Here we go. Okay, Uganda. Oops, zoom a bit too much. Okay. So here we go. We have Uganda with Kampala and the different cities. Okay. All right. So we are going to, the first step, I'm going to transform that into a table with Control T, identify that the table has header as the city, the range is okay, I validate that. That will make things simpler. I can select the data range inside and go inside the data type and the data tab, and inside the data types group, I will click on geography to identify that this is a geography data type, and mainly because I have named the column city, I could hope that Bing will be smart enough to understand that those are cities somewhere in the world, right? So we can see that Bing in Excel identified already this little icon mentions, or it's we can see the tooltip mentioning show card. So if we click on it, we have information about that geography, that the administrative division 2 is Wakiso, division 1 is Wakiso district. Well, it's the same. Country is Uganda, which is correct. Okay, it's the right country. It's in Uganda. Perfect. Wakiso, that's correct. Good information. Then we have Salama, and here, okay, Bing identified it as Guatemala. Okay, so just again, if you think of the video of Bill Jelen when he was mentioning, okay, Bing is smart enough to identify the city belongs to a certain state. Maybe that works very well in the US, but currently, okay, we are looking at Uganda data. So Salama, not correct. And maybe we can actually display all the countries instead of looking one by one. So we can click on the small icon add column on the upper right corner of the table, and that's available when we have activated an Excel table, which makes things quite simpler. So we can choose country to show all the countries of the identified location. So here we can see that, well, we will get back to it. Some cities have not been recognized, but otherwise we have Uganda, Guatemala, and Uganda. So we can see that this city is surrounded by cities in Uganda, other cities in Uganda, but still Excel didn't, or being in Excel didn't want to recognize this as a city in Uganda. And maybe it could be wrong as well. Maybe Salama is not known. Huh? So if we look here, Salama inside Bing, it returned also Guatemala. Okay, well, let's try and enforce Uganda at the end. And we have, okay, it doesn't find exactly, so we have something where we type Salama, Uganda, we find, okay, Buganda Road, Kampala. Okay, so at least, okay, something inside Uganda. And it could be an error on the data as well. Okay, so anyway, we have Uganda. Okay, those cities are not known. Bukesa, Seguku. So if we click here, we have a question mark. Bing is telling us that there is no result found for that. So, okay, we don't have even any choice whatsoever. So if I go here and I type Bukesa, Bing returns something and identify a certain Bukesa within Kampala, Uganda, and that's what we want. We want something inside Kampala, Uganda. So that's correct. So Bing returns it, but Bing inside Excel doesn't return it. So now let's have a look. Seguku, what do we find? We have it here also. Seguku within Kampala, Uganda. So that's okay. We have Mutundwe, Mutungo. So Mutundwe. And I don't even need to precise Uganda, actually. It works pretty well just typing the name of the city, which has been correctly identified here within Kampala, Uganda. That's all right. And then we have Mutungo, which is found as well within Kampala, Uganda. Okay, so Kampala district, Uganda. So we can see that Bing Online returns a result, accurate, okay, within Kampala, Uganda, that works, but inside Excel, Bing doesn't recognize. So Bing inside Excel behaves already differently. So we have many cities that, and this one is a misspelling from the data, so that's understandable. Didn't find Nalia. So, okay, we are not going to search all of them like this, but we can see that some cities are not found within Excel, but they are found within Bing Maps. Okay, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, that's okay. I'm not so sure if we have a Dar es Salaam inside Uganda. Let's have a look. Salam, Uganda. Do we have something? No, not really. Apparently not. It's really Tanzania. Okay. So that could be okay. So here we have, okay, some different. So I reconstructed the same data on another sheet, but here I precised at the end Uganda. So let's see if we can enforce even for Dar es Salaam. That's repeated here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere there. So we try and enforce, okay, Bing to search within Uganda, at least, okay, to focus on Uganda. So let's transform this into a table, Control T on our keyboard. We confirm the table as header with the city being the header. And now we select just the data and we go to the data tab. Inside the data types group, we click on geography. Is it going to be better? Not better. So we can see actually that even Excel Excel, when it has identified the supposedly right location, removes the country, it gets rid of the country and replace it with what is supposedly the right spelling. So maybe, okay, let me have a look if we find Bugolobi somewhere. Yeah, Bugolobi is here, okay, with double O. So Bugolobi sometimes is spelled with double O, sometimes with one O. So I'm wondering, okay, if I would find it also, Bugolobi. Okay, so even if I search for it with one O, it returns with double O. We have seen for Seguku as well in the previous search, the spelling is double S. I did the search with double S and it returned the right location. Even so, for the map is identified with one S. So it's not very that sensitive with the double characters. Okay, here I did the search with one O, it returned with double O, so it understands. I mean, Bing is relatively smart, but within Excel, not really friendly with those location. So we can see that, okay, Bing, well, Excel rather, okay, replaces all the data with the name of the city without the country at the end. So, well, we wanted to see if Salama was improved instead of returning Guatemala, because we have cells beside that are for Uganda, and we can see that it still returned Guatemala. Also, I'm not so sure because well, I'm not so sure Salama is a proper city in Uganda because it was not found in Bing, so it might be not really a city, but there is a road called Salama Road in Kampala, and maybe that's what it was supposed to refer to. But maybe Excel should have place a question mark rather than try to identify in another continent in Guatemala, where most of my search, actually even Tanzania, is in East Africa at least, so it's a completely different location. So just to say, okay, it was quite funny to watch the video from Bill Jelen mentioning, okay, that Bing is quite smart to differentiate from different states. It doesn't work always for all the cities in the world. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.